outside of music, oh fuck. Okay, outside of music, this is going to sound a bit weird, and I'm not being odd, but I've taken Johnny once, but my brother gave me a kite, and it's brilliant, and it's so relaxing and powerful, and I know it sounds really we should be shooting up on a daily basis some form of, you know, crack cocaine, but kite flying is almost as fun, if not more, you know, and it's just as much of a buzz. What am I trying to say? I don't know. Kites.
No,
they rock.
No, that's good. That's great.
In My Place was the first song we wrote after we'd finished Parachutes, wasn't it? Or almost as we were finishing it.
Yeah.
And so we felt like it should be the first single because it was like our lead in to do a second record. You know, it was what made us want to do one, really, and what kept us going and made us think we can still write songs.
Yeah, because it was very weird for us. About 3 months into Parachutes, our first record, taking off, we went through a bit of a strange patch of not really knowing what on earth we were doing, whether we were coming or going, you know, and there was just one thing that kept us going. It was like, oh, well, before we split up and become fishermen, we'll record that song, you know. And in the time we were waiting to record that song, other songs started coming through, until by the time we came to America last summer, we were really excited again about doing another record. And then by the time we actually came to record, we were so desperate to record that, you know, we knew we'd make a second album. To us, it's so sad how much big business controls everything in the world, even to the point that loads of bands are able to be bought, you know, and we just wanted to, for as long as possible, hold out against using our music, something that we care passionately about, to sell something that we really couldn't care less about, you know, be it a car or a pair of shoes, you know. And I know we once did like an ABC thing, which was you know, which was cool for us, and it did us a lot of good, but just I don't think we got paid for it though, did we? No. But it's just so sad that I can understand why we do commercials if we didn't get on to do interviews like this, or if we didn't get any radio play or anything like that, then I'm sure we'd, you know, be desperate enough to do it. But it's really sad when you see someone like David Bowie, who's, you know, a total legend, advertising, you know, like a satellite radio service. I mean, it's just horrible that, you know, people can be bought like that. And, you know, I love David Bowie's records as personal pieces of music to me, you know, and I don't want to think that you know, it can just be, I don't know, it's just something that we're not into, and it's the whole product placement thing in films as well. It's just really sickening, I find. The only thing that we want to advertise is things like that we care about, you know, like fair trade issues, or like what bands like U2 get involved in, you know, in the debt thing, or in environmental things, you know, because that's actually quite cool. But we don't want to be bought by some fizzy drink company. Not yet, anyway.
Well, none, because Parachutes had done 5 million, you know, before I came along. I think this one's probably struggling to get up there. There might be the curse of the Bunnyman again, but it seems to be doing pretty well. The biggest part I played was letting Chris wear my big brown coat in the studio. He sang, I think it was In My Place, he sang with my coat on. Mm-hmm. That's why it probably sounds like. Mm-hmm. No, I just think they need no help from me. I think all I did was make them laugh and tried to make the atmosphere in the studio as easy as possible, and told them how great the songs were. I heard Clocks, I think that was the first one I heard, and it was like, that is, you know, I wanted to, even though I loved Parachutes, I wanted to go in there and say, you've blown it, lads, but I couldn't, you know. And I think if anything, I taught them what it looks like to drink and smoke at the same time as cool.